You're good to go. I got it. I muted myself. I muted everything. All right. Okay, I will call to order this meeting of the Wabash Township Board. It is 7:03 PM on December 17th, 2024. Roll call.
Chairman Harris, present.
Ian Pittard is present. David Tate is absent. All right, all rise for the pledge of allegiance. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, first order of business is the approval of the meeting minutes from November 7th and October 15th of the past two meetings. I saw no issues. They were fine to me.
I do need to make a correction towards member of the public, Frank Hannon, spelled his name incorrectly, so I'll make those corrections after the meeting.
Move to approve the board minutes after that small amendment.
Second.
All fair?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right. Township update. Which one do you want to go first?
Alright, so mine is short, there's a couple of things. First off, we have, as of today, we've provided about $113,000 in the systems, roughly speaking. So over the last couple of weeks, it's been pretty dead, so I think that we'll end the year some 120. And we'll be good with the money that we have available in the general fund to cover, like appropriated for the general fund to cover everything there. Related to, in addition to that, just a heads up, although we are already meeting this, so it's just to inform you. We are required to, starting July of next year, make sure that we are either live streaming the meetings or uploading recordings to the meetings to a place that isn't, that doesn't have a paywall. So we already upload all of our video recordings, or we record them live to YouTube. So we are all good on that front. Yeah. It's just information in case that you hear anything about that. We've checked because there was a rumor that YouTube wouldn't suffice, but I checked with the state's public access counselor, and they said that as long as there's not a paywall to the channel, that's not an issue.
There's gonna be a lot of townships. Struggle bus pretty hard.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's for sure. We've heard questions from some folks already, so we're working to. We're already meeting that requirement. That's not an issue. It's just to let you know that that's the coming requirement. Other than that, we've been, just working through stuff towards the end of the year, making sure, getting us ready to get the updated, the annual financial report. I'm actually hoping for. I know that you had optimistically put the first January meeting in January 21st, but I updated the agenda. By statute, we have to meet before January.
I meant to ask you about that.
Yeah. So we'll have the organizational meeting then, but I'm hoping to that meeting in January, I'm hoping to get everything ready earlier than usual to be able to do the full annual financial report by the 21st. That's a stretch goal because it takes a little bit of work to get all of that done, but I'm hoping to be able to get that out so that we can upload our new budget onto our software and be ready to roll towards the end of January with the updated 2025 budget. Because it doesn't allow us to live in two different years at once. It's a real fun. Other than that, I don't have any big updates. We had our township assistance clients where some of them were able to go attend shop with a firefighter with the fire department. So that's been a collaboration between our township assistance program and the fire union. So some places are able to do like Christmas lists or whatnot. And so among our clients that have kids, we were able to select some of the folks to be able to participate in that program that the union is putting from their money and their fundraising. So that was something that's really cute. We got a call from a family today that they were so ecstatic about the help that they were able to get. Their kid loved it. They said their kid now believes in Santa Claus because they didn't before. And it's like, Santa put that on my cart. So it's just a small thing, you know, municipalities like ours are fairly small, but we can have an impact on people's lives, and we're grateful for the union for putting that program together. If there's anything I'm missing, Ed, let me know. All right, that's it from my end. Any questions from you guys? All right.
I just got a pretty quick update as well. As you guys know, we were doing some construction work in the EMS supply room to get it prepared for our change it out completely to prepare it for our move with ALS stuff, our ability to take more runs, things like that, and have stuff kind of separate a little bit better. It was just not a good system that we had in place. That work is done. 99% done, just some small finishing touches that need to be put on it. We started kind of getting some supplies in. So that's a kind of evolving process that Division Chief Haas has been working very, very heavily with. Along with that, he's also been working on the ambulance project. We got some updated pictures that we can show you when we're wrapped, if you haven't seen those yet. The truck's been painted, box has been painted. They're going to be marrying those pieces together. We're going to be going up to take a look at the truck, kind of talk through the decal process and some things like that over the next few days. So as soon as we know what's happening with that, we'll let y'all know. But the process seems to be moving along well. They initially told us middle of January or so. And they haven't told us anything. There's nothing indicative of that changing at this point. So, but holiday time, so things happen. Other than that, we've been busy. We just busy with runs, busy training new volunteers. We've just had a lot kind of going on in the last month or so. We are in the one other thing before I get the run numbers. We're doing a shoe drive. I don't know if you guys saw that. We've got a box sitting outside, one inside. Dan's connected with an employee of T's that started this program. So between us and T's, we're collection sites for shoes, lightly used shoes for folks that are in need. So that's also something that's kind of different that we're doing this year. And again, just another way that we can connect with a community partner and try to do something that's helpful for folks. So the last thing I've got is just some run numbers. We were 2022 to date, we were 1,191 calls. 23, we were 1,218 calls, and this year we're at 1,424. We anticipate probably 55 calls through the end of the year, if it kind of paced itself out like it normally would. So we'll be just short of 1,500 calls. So another record year for us, which is what we've been doing for the last few years. So
Yeah, that's what, a 10% on top of, like roughly 10%, 22 to 23, and then how much 23 to 24, is that like?
So 22 to 24 is 14% since from 22 to 24. 12 from last year, 14 from 2 years ago.
Right, it's with, and not slowing down, so we could expect it to go another 5%. Rest year, probably faster.
we figure it'll probably grow faster as some of these developments start getting.
Because like, yeah, there's most of the stuff hasn't even really come online yet.
That's exactly right. which is concerning, but it is what it
Well, we're
is.
preparing for it appropriately. So
That's exactly.
Have you seen an increase in, like, I guess, a certain type of call? Like, are there, is it the same or is it?
Not necessarily a certain type so much. We're seeing more kind of the same, especially if the apartment complex is still out, more of that college age student sort of stuff. But I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, you know. It's just when you deal with the students, it's just a different type of call than you deal with if it was, you know, standard 40 something and beyond. It's just,
yeah, which we're also going to put a lot of years for sure. As the new finance facility comes online, and there's a couple of other big businesses opening, those are all going to be like 6-figure engineering jobs
absolutely.
that will attract
which will just, to us, will just balance it out a little more. You know what I mean? As we continue to increase with the student population, there's also the residential projects that are coming online that are significant enough that it, again, you know, I think maybe the last time we were together, you guys may have seen the rezoning attempt for the golf course. There was an attempt to try to rezone that. There was enough petition that they stopped it. They're not done. They will have another attempt to do something else with it. And I, you know, it is what it is, it's just part of the process, but, there's just a lot of, as we start to run out of land that's very close to town, and things like that are just gonna continue to happen, so. And some of the projects are coming online far faster than we expect them to, so they won't have broke ground, and they were supposed to 2 years ago. And then within 3, 4, 5 months, they've got concrete in the ground, so, I mean, it's just it's a very difficult kind of beast to stay on top, but it's happening quickly. So, you guys have any questions? Be here all night.
Actually, is 606 ready yet? Us.
606 is here, outfitted for the most part. We're still waiting on some parts, some stuff to come in for it that we've ordered. And we're still waiting to get it in the move over to get it striped and lettered and all that. They had a couple vehicles broken into, vehicle fires, so that pushed their projects around a little bit, so. It's always nice being at somebody else's mercy.
Yeah, just curious. Okay, opportunity for public comment. There is no one on the Zoom, so.
Yeah, Frank Hannon, 3522 Alice Drive. Just a couple of things. One, I know you mentioned that you did not get a positive response on putting a light for coming out of the firehouse. And I would, you know, that's something that's a very, you know, safety conscious type of person. I think that's a necessity. I'd be more than willing to sit down and work on that. I'd like to sit down with whomever, if it's Angel and Ed, and get the background on it and start working on it on the political side, and also working on it. The only way it's ever going to really get done is if you get you know, some grassroots stuff, especially utilizing the parents from schools and things along those lines. Because of the schools and new developments, it's just really a safety hazard. I'd like to try and push that member of the public.
That's great.
Just let me know sometime in January. You have my email, for sure.
We can at least let you know what we've done through the process.
Yeah, that's all I want to know. Just want to know what you've done. I'll see what I can do from there. I might not be able to do anything, but as you know, I'm you know, pretty much not shy. So to say the least.
Sure.
So I'm more than willing to try and take that on and see if we can get it to move in the right direction.
We appreciate that very much.
Yeah. The other thing I was thinking about, and I would both get at the same time, is, you know, I would like to run a 9/11 ceremony. You know, it means a lot to me. I think it basically honoring first responders and those who fought in the war on terror. And I'm looking for a site, and you guys might want to discuss that. It wouldn't be anything big. It's not going to be big. It's something you have to build on first year, second year, third year. But just, you know, just think about that. If you want me to put in a formal letter, you're more than happy to do that.
Great, we can consider that. We have to see where it falls on our.
And lastly, you know, I follow the General Assembly sessions very closely. I follow the legislation. Basically, I look at bill that comes out. What I did last year, picking out ones that were of interest to me, interest to things I'm involved in. So, of course, the big one this year, you know, especially since it's a budget year, is the property tax reform. And I'm sure you're familiar that the Braun plan is a 3% cap annually for regular people and a 2% cap for seniors. And the most important thing is resetting the property values back to 2021. You know, like I've said previously, I am totally against going over any caps. You know, that's just from my experience, you know, coming from back east and seeing, you know, what happens, you know, with that whole situation with property tax. The other thing too is I attended a meeting where a presentation was done by State Representative J.P. Prescott on his eliminating the property tax totally. It was very interesting. Basically, if you want to know the details, I'll just give you basically some details how it's going to lay out. To be honest with you, even he has said it's not going to happen right now. You're probably going to get some sort of a hybrid, right, of the Ron plan and some other things. But I found this plan very interesting, and I think it could work. Basically, he's looking to repeal the property taxes, implement a 7% sales tax on services. Okay, all nonprofits, medical, education, the rest of them, they'll still remain, tax exempt. So it wouldn't be doing that. And then it would be fairly distributed among the counties and the cities and towns and the townships. They're working on formulas. It was pretty interesting that some of the numbers that he's had run by analysts, basically the current property tax brings in 11.3 billion statewide, and he's getting estimates that if they went to that particular system, and you go from 13.1 to 15.2 billion. The thing that I like about it is you're not involved in basically, the chase after revenue. Okay, the chase after revenue. We want this development plan. We want the mostly commercial. The commercial the rateables chase basically. Bringing in commercial properties. Also, it would save anywhere between 160 million to 200 million by eliminating the assessor's offices statewide. It would also cut down on a lot of administration. I mean, there's pros and cons to it, but even if they were considering it, it would take 2 years to implement. There's other aspects of it. If I hear any other additional stuff through people I know, and also through just going through the bills, I will bring it to your guys' attention. That's basically it.
Thank you very much. Okay, we do have some old business. We have found the meeting minutes from
November.
What's it, November 20, is it 22 or 23?
Yeah, and those were approved, but those will be uploaded up to the site. Yeah,
Okay. And then we've decided that the ones that we have not yet, I mean, at this point, they're old enough that we've got the videos online. Just gonna let it go. I'll let it fall off old business. It is not that big a deal. So there's just an update on that now. We'll do that next time. New business. Is there anything complicated in?
I can read
Let me
you
ask about
those
one.
quickly.
One. Yeah, so the 25 is to reduce the rainy day fund. We haven't spent out of it. We're just gonna lower it. That's fine. That makes sense. For 26, I think I asked this, but I didn't hear a response. Is there any substantive difference between
So
this year's standards and this year's?
there's not a substantive difference. The substance that's different is that the numbers are slightly different because we updated what the maximum rent that we'll assist with is based on what the newest fair market rates were for the state. And then similarly, the maximum assistance for food, which we don't really use, but I think I've mentioned in the past that if there were dietary restriction or somebody that was struggling to or whatnot, we'd be able to assist with that. We have that set up to be able to do that. And we just updated that with the most recent SNAP guidelines. And then we similarly, most of it, we did a small inflation-based increase of 2.5% for the household items, which we've never had to do in the past, but again, having that on the standard. The last thing that's not yet available is the updated federal poverty line numbers. Those get published middle of January. So I added onto the resolution on the second, at the end, on the be it further resolved, I added a line saying that the board authorized the trustee to update those limits without having to go back to your guys' approval.
Yeah.
So it's just basically going from 150% of the number that they published last year to or this earlier in January this year to 150% of the number that they'll publish in the middle of January. So.
Yep. Jeremy, any questions about either of these?
No question.
All right, motion for a vote on resolution 2024-25 to reduce the budget for the rainy day fund.
Move to approve. Seconded, sorry, that's your job.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And motion to vote on resolution 2024-26 to adopt township assistance standards for 2025.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Future meetings, January 7th, we'll do a very quick organizational meeting. January 21st, we will do our regular bi-monthly meeting with a little bit more meat on it. Anybody have anything that they want to announce before the end of the year?
Yeah, but I forgot to mention in my report. By Friday at midnight, we will have our firefighter grant submitted again. So we'll see what happens, but we're resubmitting. They reopened it for this year, even though we applied in February. They reopened it again and we're in the process of it right now. It'll be submitted by Friday.
Which grant is this again?
This is the firefighter's grant. It's a FEMA grant.
What will we be using? If we got it, but what is that going towards? Is that
Radio, whatever.
I was gonna guess radio. Okay. All right, move to adjourn. All in favor? Aye. Aye, 7:25.